Hello everyone, Bogdan coming in here to do a summary of our relationship devotional series that we just went through. How'd you guys like it? I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. I thought it was super informative, super challenging, so I'm here to share top 3 things that I took away from this relationship series. Number 1, our relationships and the concept of relationship is not just a social construct. It's actually a constant. It's something that's been around way before any of us were here on this planet. Genesis 1:26, the Trinity of God came together and had a conversation and said, let us make human beings in our own image. So we see here that God created us out of a relationship with the Trinity for a relationship with Him. So our purpose for creation and our purpose for living out our life after creation was to have a relationship with God and with one another. I thought it was super cool, and it breaks a lot of stereotypes that we see in nowadays culture. You've probably heard that people can be separated into 1 or 2 groups. Introverts or extroverts. Introverts are generally those who like to spend time by themselves, and extroverts are those who are super social. And sometimes it can be very tempting to say, you know what, I'm just taking a break from people. I'm cutting myself off. I'm taking a break, focusing on me, or maybe God didn't even make me for this. And it's super cool to know that even in the moments when we feel super lonely and we feel like maybe this whole friendship or relationship or maybe dating thing isn't for us, God created us to have those relationships. So that's kind of what I took away. Second point is we were created for a relationship with one another because God wants us to team up with someone. And that sort of team dynamic is a two-way street. So here in the second day of the devotional, having created Adam, said it's not good for him to be alone, so he created Eve out of his rib. I think it's actually much broader. It's to say that for every person, there is a teammate for him, designed to make this life here on earth a much more bearable and much more exciting and actually much more much fuller experience. So for me, that someone is Michaela. She's, without a doubt, my best friend. And I can tell you that in this marriage, there's been so many times when I need her help, and I would ask myself, how would I do this if she wasn't there? So there's times when I was sick and she would bring me food and she'd make me food. There's times when my car broke down and she graciously allowed me to use her car while mine was in the shop. There's times when she needed my help and her car got stuck on a snowy hill going up the hill. And, we called up her entire family, and I was there and all of her brothers, and we're trying to get her car out of the snow. And moments like these, I get really appreciative of the fact that God created this wonderful world and all these cool people for us to have relationships with. So that was my second takeaway, is this is a team game. And my third takeaway is that you actually can't love someone without fully loving yourself. And that is actually written in our 3rd day devotional. And so it comes with the command that God gave us to first love Him with all your heart, soul, and mind. And second is to love your neighbor as yourself in Matthew 22:37-39. Now, what's interesting here is that this sentence implies a causality. You first must love yourself to know how to love your neighbor as yourself. And I think that there's lots of things that can go wrong and that can tarnish our relationships if we don't fully are okay with being ourselves and having a relationship with other people on that basis. Because as soon as we start introducing insecurity and doubt and prescribing motives to our friends, it might turn ugly. We might start sabotaging our own relationships and friendships. And so to know what it's like to love ourselves fully, we must first have that connection with God so that we can turn to that final point of reference and say, God, what do you think of me? How am I supposed to live out this life? God, what are the things that I need to work on? Right? And how can I improve my relationship with other people? So if we get those things in check, we're fully able to have godly relationships that He plans for us to have with other people, with our family members, with our potential partners, and with our friends. So I hope you enjoyed this series. I definitely did. And I just hope that going forward, we can all take away something to improve our relationships in these times when it can be really hard to maintain one due to lockdown restrictions. But I know this is temporary, and that God is with us, guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this series, and yeah, looking forward to hear what you guys think about it.